You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It's a beautiful day in Gwinnett County. A little toast, a little chilly, 41 degrees, going up to a high of 52. However, it's pretty nice. No rain in the forecast, none of that stuff, so I'm happy about that. Also, we're celebrating Martin Luther King Day because his birthday was January 15th. But we actually celebrated today, January 18th. And speaking of celebration of birthdays, I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my daughter, Katrina Kearney. Also to my good friend, Sandra Bright. It was so many birthdays yesterday. I can't even remember all. I was like, oh my God, that person's birthday today. It was so many birthdays. I was like, I did a quick scroll through Facebook. I haven't really been on Facebook a lot because I'm never on Facebook a lot, but I really haven't been on there a lot because people who knew my mom, and a lot of people knew my mom, they were posting pictures and stuff, and every time I would see like the stories and the love, it would just break my heart, and I just, bawl out and start crying. So I've kind of been avoiding social media a little bit because I just could not take seeing the pictures. I'm better now. For those of you who don't know, my mom passed on January 5th from, we all had coronavirus, and she was not able to sustain her life because she already had breathing issues, lung issues. And she just wasn't strong enough. Like, she suffered a long time with COPD, and she just wasn't strong enough. So she succumbed to the illness, but the rest of us made it. Thank God, by the grace of God, we made it, and I'm grateful for that. It's so funny. I was talking to my brother yesterday. We all went out to have dinner for Katrina's birthday, and I said to him, I said, I never asked God why her. You know what I mean? Because I know we all got to go at some point. But I got to tell you, it feels really weird to wake up and not see her. And talk to her. Like, I think it feels funny, and I can't even explain the feeling. It's like an empty hole almost, but we're getting better every day. We're spending more time together as a family, and for people that know my family, they know we spend a lot of time together, don't we, G?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time
Beautiful
together.
Thing.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together, but we're spending a little bit more time together now because the matriarch is not here anymore. So we and she would want that. She would want us to spend a lot of time because that's what she was like. I asked her one time, why you want to live in a house with so many people? She said, because I don't like being alone. She didn't like eating breakfast alone, so we had to. That's why every morning I would get off the show and I would go and have breakfast with her because she didn't like doing any stuff alone. So I don't like being alone, and she wasn't alone because my house was full of people all the time. It's pretty much been like that my entire life. When I was growing up, everybody lived with us. Everybody needed a place to stay. The first stop was our house. Yep. It's always been that way, and so it's just weird she's not here. But anyway. I'm not gonna get onto that, but I miss her and love her forever, and but I feel better, and I know she would want me to do this because she know how much I love doing this, and she would want me to keep moving forward because she know how much I love doing this show. So, I'm gonna keep doing just that. So today is National Peking Duck Day, along with National Martin Luther King Day. So if you like Peking duck, I don't like duck. My mom said duck was very greasy, and when she said that, I was like, ew. But I know people love duck. But she's like, yeah, duck has a lot of grease. And that's what she did say was, and she did this one time, said makes the best stuffing ever. She said duck makes now we normally use turkey. Yeah, the fact she said duck, when she made some one time, and when I tell you it was delicious. It was delicious. Now, I said stuffing, but for those of you in the deep south, we call it dressing.
We call it stuffing.
Right, so up north.
Not in the deep south.
Up north, they call it stuffing. Down south, we call it dressing. Like, you're going to make some dressing. When I moved to Jersey, I became a stuffing girl. Even though I just started eating stuffing probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I used to eat stuffing. Or dressing, whichever one you want to call it. Whichever one you want to call it. All right, we're going to go ahead and get on with our pecan, tomato, potato, whatever your thing is. But I know that, down south we say dressing. You want some dressing. And let me say this. I gotta say this, and I'm gonna move on. It's always, for me, it's always so nice to go home to Albany. Like it's always so nice. And I'm probably gonna spend more time down there this year because my mom, that was our home, and that's what we took her to home. Now the funny thing is, as I was driving down the highway to get to Albany, I said to myself, she's probably like, she took me back down here in this country, because she used to always say to me. She's always saying, I don't know why you love the country so much. Because she didn't, she tried to get out of Albany. She tried to get out of Georgia. And I love the country. Like, I absolutely love the country. Now, Albany is not country.
She does.
Right?
She does.
But I love the country. And she's like, you always want to go down there to the country. So when I was driving down 300 or whatever that highway was, I think it was 475. I said to myself, she probably thinking, she brought me back to the country. And something crazy, Mom.
That's only so you have a place to go visit.
Yeah. My aunt, I still got a lot of family there, and they showed up and stuff. Yeah. And that was pretty cool. And it's a lot of them, but a lot of them didn't show up because I'm sure they probably had to work or something because the funeral was on Wednesday. But some of them showed up, and a lot of people probably freaked out because they were like, "Oh my God, the whole family had COVID. We can't go around them," even though we all tested negative. And I totally get it. Like, I totally get it. We all tested negative before we went down there, so because my aunt lost her husband, and so we didn't stay with her. We made sure nobody, even though we tested negative, we still didn't stay with her. We all stayed in a hotel, and but people are funny. People are like, my brother has not been to this house since Christmas, and he had it, and he's like, I ain't coming in.
I haven't either.
Georgette hasn't been here since I don't know when, And everything is negative, but it's so funny. And he had it. He's like, I ain't coming to y'all house. I'm like, oh my God. So, it's crazy, y'all. And let me tell you something. And that is
funny.
Okay, so we were quarantined without having COVID. You never want to get quarantined because you have it. It's worse. Y'all thought being quarantined, you thought being quarantined because we just had to stay in the house and we did not have it. Oh my God. If you get it and you have to be quarantined in the house and people in your house don't have it and you got to be quarantined inside the quarantine, that is absolutely the worst feeling ever, because everybody in the house had it except for my uncle. Everybody. But he's the only one walked day and night with his mask in the house. We came in the house, we felt like we were good. Not him. He slept in the mask. I was like, why is he? I would go in there and he'd be laying in the bed with the mask on. I'm like, why has he got the mask on? Well, he the only one that didn't get it in the house. Thank God. Thank God. So that's all I can say about that. Thank God. So now we are still, even though we've had it and we know that, the antibodies stay in your system for up to 90 days and preferably by then we'll all have the vaccine. We are all on listen, y'all, it's the crazy high alert. Like, you thought I was on high alert before. I done had it, and I'm on super high alert right now. You know what I mean? Because it took my mother's life, and it made me very sick. We were, oh my God, tired. It was ridiculous. It was tired. We were tired. We had to go out to the store and get stuff. We were scared to go. Oh, let me tell y'all something. I really would not wish this on my worst enemy. I would not. It's like the flu. No, let me say this. And it depends on the person. For me, it made me really sick. My husband, he had medium sickness. My brother, my daughter had mild sickness. Katrina had real sickness. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. My uncle had mild sickness, and I was scared for him because he is a diabetic. And I was like, Lord have mercy, please. So he had mild symptoms. He had like a nasal drip, and my friend Rosa, mild symptoms. My brother Frank Kimball had mild symptoms, but his wife had bad symptoms. Like, she had the fevers and that wouldn't go away. Let me tell you, and it spread, y'all. When I tell y'all, it spread so fast. Now, Kimball came for dinner. He sat in one spot the entire night, except when we took the picture. So he and my brother were talking. They didn't hug. They were just talking, but they weren't 6 feet apart because we figured everybody's safe.
That's all. Yeah.
So just to put that in perspective for you, they were sitting at the kitchen table talking. They might have been 3 feet apart. They never touched. He never went around anybody else. He sat right there the whole time and talked to my brother. So my brother was probably already positive, and he didn't know it. Neither did none of us. We didn't know.
You were.
Like, we didn't know. My brother, because when he got tested positive first. And so he was like, we were all trying to figure it out. We figured out how it happened. But what I'm trying to say to you is when they say stay 6 feet apart, you should stay 9 feet apart. Because my brother was sitting on the other side of the table. He was probably 3 feet away from his friend Kimball. Kimball never went anywhere except for to get some food. Everybody else was in the living room and the dining room area. It was Kimball. I sat in the kitchen for a little while, but I was only in there for about a second. So and my brother and he were talking. They never touched. All he did was ate. And when I tell
but everybody had it. So it was already in
it
the
was
house.
just flowing through the house. But I think when my brother was talking, because they talk a lot when they talk. They talk a lot. So you know when you talk, stuff comes out your mouth.
Yeah, all that stuff comes out, right? You don't see, right?
You don't see. And so he got it. He went home and now the good thing was he didn't give it to his kids, but he gave it to his wife. The kids didn't get it, but the wife got it.
Wow.
Let me tell y'all something. They can say what they want to say about it being fake. It is very real. And it has devastated my family 3 times. And we are all on high alert around here. So it's like my hands are so dry, Georgette. When I tell you they feel like sandpaper because I was doing that before. Now it's almost OCD level. And even though when I'm out, you don't see it. When I'm like, it's the craziest thing. It makes you like we all probably need to go see. I don't know about everybody, but I probably need to go see a counselor because it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. You know, me and my husband and my brother, we probably need to seek counseling at this point. Anyway, let me get on with the horoscope. I'm telling y'all, I feel a lot better because I understand that my mom was here for a certain amount of time, and God called her home, and she has no pain. I understand that. I miss her dearly, and I had a minor breakdown yesterday, but I feel good. I feel like this is going to be a great year, but I know that my brother, myself, and my husband, we probably need to seek therapy.
Yeah.
Because my husband is like, he was like, we got to put the mask on. Now, before we put our mask on, it's worse now. Like, it's like, I'm looking like, we got any mask in the car? Because I kept masking I kept hand sanitizer and mask in my car. Yeah. My husband kept alcohol, hand sanitizer, and mask in the car. Right? It's worse now. It's like, okay, so where we going?
Yeah.
We ain't touching nothing. We elbowing everything. And we've had it. So we know from experience what this monster is about, and we've lost people we love very much. But anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get on with the horoscope, y'all. Today is January 18th. For all you Capricorns out there born on January 18th, happy birthday and many, 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 many more. Happy birthday and many, many, many more. All right, we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Your diplomatic approach and rather outgoing nature will enhance your reputation and bring you the support you need. Secret enemies will be eager to spread rumors about you. Do something constructive outside. All right, listen. Go outside today, Libra. Libra. Aries. Go outside today, Aries. You're off. I know I'm jumping the gun. Get you some sunshine. Do something constructive outside. Listen, I got a bike that I have never ridden. It's brand new. It has 3 wheels on it. I'm going to get because the wheels, something is wrong. Like the brakes doesn't work. I was like, okay, I need some brakes. So I will be spending, let me tell y'all something. And I know I keep harping on this stuff, but y'all don't understand. I lost somebody so dear to me. I'm surprised I can stand up. And people that knew me and my mom was like the best friends. Like she was like my everything, my rock, she was my everything. And so what this thing has taught me is to be very focused on my health. I've been focused on wealth for so long till I know I've let my health slide, right? Even though I do things that I try to do good, this has taught me one of the best ways to fight up any kind of virus is to be healthy. And I know I wasn't in the best health. That's why I probably got hit harder than my husband or my daughter. You have to be healthy. You have to eat the right foods. We went to this, I don't even know what to call it. I call it Nam Dam. I don't know the name. I can't pronounce the name, but I think it's Nadame, Nam Dam. It is a huge, inside farmer's market. And if you want ginger and I'm talking about raw ginger, raw turmeric. We went there specifically for that. We go in there and we bought so much fruit, so much vegetables, raw ginger, raw turmeric, peppermint, leaves, apples. We bought all kinds of stuff because here's the thing. Turmeric and ginger are known to get rid of inflammation in your body. Inflammation causes a lot of disease in your body. And that's what happened to my mom. They could not, and this is what the doctor said to me, we could not get the inflammation out of her lungs. They couldn't get it out. Mm-hmm. He was like, we could not get the inflammation out. And I'm never going to forget he said that because Had we known that she should have been doing something to get rid of inflammation, we probably would have been working on that, because I had her doing things that were healthy. I was like, look, you got to get up, you got to exercise, but I did not know. And so when she was so sick, and they knew that, she probably wasn't going to make it, they said to us, no medicine will break up the inflammation in her lungs. It wouldn't break it up. And that's because it was too late. So what I'm saying to you is, get outside, Aries. Get in the sunshine. Do something constructive outside. Do some exercise outside. Those things are very, very important. And that's what I'm learning. I'm learning that I have to focus just as much on me as I do my businesses. And people that know me know I spend a lot of time on my business. A lot. Like, I've been up since 5:30 in a breakfast champion club. Oh my God, which I'm loving. 5 o'clock, 5:15, I think it was. I jumped up. Like they tell you, don't turn on the phone, do some meditation. Yeah, y'all, it's addictive. And I'll tell you about that tomorrow on Talk Business Tuesday. Taurus, get together with those you find mentally stimulating. You have more energy than the rest of the people you live with. Anyway, compromise if you wish to have fun at all. Look, if you want to have some fun today, Taurus, just compromise. Sometimes you got to give a little to get a little. Compromise, that's all. Don't be so stubborn, because you can be bullheaded for real, and then you're not going to have no fun. Nobody's going to have fun because you don't want to compromise. That makes you suck. Gemini, uncertainties about your living arrangements may be unnerving. Channel your efforts into achieving your goals. Contracts will not be as lucrative as you think. Yeah, channel that energy into achieving your goals. Get rid of all the nonsense, right? Put your energy, whatever goal it is. It may not be a business goal. It may be a health goal. It may be a sports goal. Whatever. You may want to read a book a month. I don't know. Put the energy into achieving that goal, whatever it is. Cancer. Empty promises are evident. Therefore, get into writing to be safe. Get it in writing to be safe. Take time to do some writing, whether it's correspondence, poetry, or keeping a journal. I love journals. Y'all know I do. I got so many. I got this really nice one. It's beautiful. It's got all these pages and pretty little things you pull out, and I just love them. But it's good. It's good therapy. Journaling is good therapy. You can enhance your reputation by making contributions to worthwhile causes. Anytime you do good, you feel good. I'm just going to say that. When you physically do good, and I'm not telling you got money, you just stroke a check and that's what you do, because that becomes redundant and just like everything else you do. But when you actually do, like when we were getting ready to go to Albany, we went to Bojangles because my uncle needed to get some breakfast. We all need to get some, but he was like, I need to get something to eat before so I could take my medicine. So we went to Bojangles. So my daughter was in the car in front of me, and we were behind her in Bojangles. When we got to the window, the guy at the window, he was smiling so hard. And I was like, what's wrong with him? It's early in the morning. He was smiling so hard, and he's like, the car in front of you paid your bill. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I'm sure that made them feel good, but it made me smile. But he had the biggest smile of all. Y'all had to see his face. Now, we knew who it was. I don't think he knew that we knew who that was in front of us. Mm-hmm. His smile was huge. He was like, what do you want? So he gave us our food. It's like, thank you. Have a great day. It was hilarious. But when you do good for other people, you feel good. When you do nice things for people, you feel good. You really do. Like, really, really do. Leo, you can make new connections through friends or relatives. Work quietly behind the scene. Opportunities to make money may interfere with your personal plans. Ooh, that's a sticky situation there, Leo, baby. What you gonna do? You gonna make that money? You gonna go with them personal plans? Ooh, that's kind of sticky right there. Wouldn't want to be in that situation. Ooh, that's hard. Looking at that money, looking at your boo. I don't know. You got to figure that one out. I can't give you no advice on that one, because I probably tell you the wrong thing. Listen, I just told y'all I work a lot, so I'm probably going to give you the wrong advice. I'm just saying. Virgo, your hypnotic eyes will capture the hearts of those who interest you. Okay, Virgo, bat them a little bit. A passionate encounter with your mate should help alleviate the pent-up energy. I ain't even going to get into what that is. Not at all. In the meantime, be careful with dealing with loved ones. Okay, listen here. Them hypnotic eyes a day. Yeah, the hearts of those going to get them. Bat your eyes, babe. Put your eyelashes on, girl. You know you got some. Put them on. Bat your eyes. They're going to be hypnotic today. All right, I'm going to the song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thies. And you're listening to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. Stay tuned.
Chairwoman. coming true. You're mine, I already knew. You dropped the ball just because you don't have a clue. You're mine, could tell me apart. I dwell with the same aching heart. Hold on, oh soon, be mine.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thias. I'm going to pick it up with Libra. Your suggestions for fundraising events will be well received. Make sure any presentation you have is ready. Don't spend more time than is necessary on travel or friends. Yes. Listen, make sure your presentation is ready. If you have to do a presentation, I'm gonna suggest you check out canva.com. That's canva.com. That thing has, you could put together some really beautiful presentations. I did so many presentations last year. It was unbelievable. And I love Canva, and I will open them up and people like, oh, that's so nice. But here's the thing now. I didn't just go in there and pop in and just pull up anything. I went in there and moved some pages around. That's what I do, y'all. You know, that's just me. Move some pages around and things like that and put together some really beautiful presentations. And moving forward in 2021, this year, Canva is going to play a big role in my business. And we'll be talking about more about how I'm going to be using Canva and some other amazing platforms to grow Good Morning Gwinnett in 2021. Because my goal for Good Morning Gwinnett is to turn this into a multi-million-dollar business. And I have some really great plans on how to do that. And Canva is part of that plan, and some other platforms that I'll be sharing throughout the year. So make sure to tune in on Talk Business Tuesday if you want to get, what's going on and how to grow your business and move it to the next level. All right. Scorpio, you will learn a great deal about yourself if you go somewhere secluded. You need to go into the woods, not like naked and afraid into the woods. Let me tell y'all this morning, and y'all know it's got a story. So this morning, my daughter loves to travel. I don't know why she just didn't become a travel agent so she could travel for free. I told her that long time. I said, listen, why don't you just become...
Or a flight attendant.
Flight attendant, I don't know, because that's too much. Like, you don't have, like, you have to... I don't think that... I think she could have been a travel agent where she can go to all the resorts. And because you just got to come and go. I don't think she wanted that because she likes to sit by the pool and drink wine and things like that. So, she came to me this morning. She came in the room and she was like, look at this. So it was now let me tell y'all this is, you thinking about getting into real estate, check this out. I thought this was just freaking amazing. So somebody has a whole lot of land, right? And they got cows that roam the land, and they got like an outside fire pit, an outside sitting area. And they have bought a RV camper, right? Not the one that you pull, a nice size. And they put it on the land. They put the RV camper on the land. And if you want to go hang out in the country and see the cows roam, $70 a night.
Oh, nice.
Pretty nice, right? And I said to her, okay, so they own the land. They probably don't pay anything in taxes for having the RV sitting there on the land. And they make $70 a night. She's like, I want to go do this. So I was like, so she had me going through the pictures. Let me tell y'all something. To me, that was easy money. Like, once you get the RV, I was like, yeah, I got to figure this thing out. I got to figure this real estate thing out. And I'm going to figure it. Let me tell y'all something. I know Good Morning Gwinnett is my main priority, but I need 7 streams of income. That's all I'm going to say. Let's keep it moving. Scorpio, you will learn a great deal about yourself if you go somewhere. I just said that, right? Yeah, go somewhere secluded. Go. And my purpose for telling you that story is that there are a lot of places that you can go, Scorpio, that are secluded. Like you can go just go type in lake houses and you're gonna find a lake house. Type in houses in the wood, you're gonna find them. Especially down south. Sagittarius, deception will play an important factor in relationships. Children will keep you busy. Yes, deception is also probable if you don't use discrimination. You got deception all around you today, Sagittarius. It's going to be a problem in your relationship. You're just going to be, listen, just open your eyes so you don't be deceived, because this deception is all around you. And the children probably got you so busy that you're going to miss it, because they're going to keep you busy today. Capricorn, put your thoughts on paper. You can make huge differences to children if you are able to put yourself in their shoes. Get involved in competitive sports that will bring you the challenges you thrive. I'm going to go with put your thoughts on paper. Listen, take it out your head and put it on paper. When you do that, it makes it real. Long as it's sitting in your head, well, you got to, because here's the thing. There's so much stuff going on in our heads on a I ain't going to say a daily basis. I'm saying by the second. Like right now, I'm sitting here and every minute I'm talking to you right now. I'm wondering, man, I'm so hungry. I'm ready to eat this omelet, right? That's a thought. Now I'm talking to you, but I'm thinking about this omelet because I'm hungry because I didn't eat. So there's so many thoughts going through your head, Capricorn, by the second. Put what you're trying to accomplish on paper so you can see it is in front of you. It makes it tangible until you bring it to life. That's really important. And anybody who practice visioneering and vision boards and law of attraction and manifestation, they will tell you, put that stuff on paper. It's very important. So take it out your head. It's in my, you seen people tap the side of the head. It's all up here. Yeah, but it's doing no good all up there. Put it on paper and then bring it to life. That's all I'm saying. And I'll talk more about that probably tomorrow. Aquarius, you need to make your environment a better place with more comforts and a better entertainment center. Okay. Try to be considerate in your personal obligations. You will be able to discuss your ambitions with your mate. That's nice. Whenever you can talk about the things you have on your plate and you can talk about it with your mate, that's very nice. Very, very nice. Especially if they give you feedback. Now, here's the thing, though. Now, when you talk to anybody about your ambitions, just know that you're opening yourself up to feedback, and some of that feedback you may not want or like. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The fact that the person is listening is a good thing, but be sure to be ready for the feedback because you may not like it. Plenty of times I talk to my husband, and he'll say something that I don't like, but here's the thing. I don't say anything to him because I know he was giving me his honest feedback. But then deep down in my gut, I'm like, I shouldn't have said nothing to him. Because it doesn't agree with what I wanted him to say, but he's been honest about what he had to say. That's not what I wanted to hear. I want him to say this, and he said that. But because I didn't want to alienate him from listening to me the next time, I didn't say anything. And then I kind of took it into heart, like, well, let me think about that for a second. He may have a point there. And there have been plenty of times I came back like, you know what, you got a point there. Yeah, you're right there. Because sometimes you need to talk to somebody just so you can get some clarity. And you may not even know you need clarity. But once you talk to somebody, like, oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I ain't think about it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. And my last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Don't overspend to impress someone who interests you. Don't do it. They will not have the patience to wait for you to complete things that they've asked you to do. No patience. You can discuss your findings behind closed doors with the boss. If you got a boss, talk about it behind closed doors. Let me tell y'all something. Do not overspend to impress somebody. Because here's the thing. There's an old cliche saying, what you do to get them, you got to do the same thing to keep them. So if you out there trying to impress, let me tell y'all this. I promise I'm going to get on to the news. I had a friend who was dating a friend. And the friend took me, my husband, and my friend to dinner. We went to the most expensive place there was, right? And I'm sitting up there like, I have never been in a place where I paid $100 for lobster. Now, I know to some folks, that's nothing, right? But to me, $25, $35 maybe, $100 for a lobster? I'm like, okay, so seriously, he about to pay $400 for this bill. I'm just saying. My husband took me to some very nice places. Here's the thing. $100 for a lobster. So what she had came to the bill was about almost $500. That was the first day. And I said to him, listen, bruh, you know, you need to, you remember what you do to get her, you got to do to keep her. And he, you know, but he was willing to do that. He took on a cruise. He bought, like, this is when big screen TVs had just came out. He bought a big screen TV. He took on a beautiful cruise for like 7 days. He bought a diamond tennis bracelet. He took it to some other place over in New York that cost about $400 for the two of them. He was dropping money, right? And she dumped him after the cruise. She straight flat out. They came off the cruise and she dumped him. And he was heartbroken. So all I'm saying, Fish, don't overspend trying to impress anyone. Be yourself. You know, if you got to take him to Starbucks, you got to take him to Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. You know, if your daily meal is McDonald's, they need to know that. Right. Because here's the thing. You can stop all that pain right now saying, listen, my budget right now is McDonald's. And the person that ain't their budget, they can move on. But if you start trying to go borrow money from your mama and your cousin them to take her out, and you know you got a McDonald's pocket without them, or you in for some problems. Because you trying to make them fall in love. See, but they not falling in love with the real you.
No, with you, right, exactly.
That's not the real you. That's not where you are. Right? Just say that. I'm not where I want to be right now, but, you know, I really like you. Just say that. This is what I'm moving towards.
Let them determine what they want.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, don't have them determine what they want based on, you know, you trying to be somebody else.
That's right.
Trust me, at the end of the day, you gonna show up.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So everywhere you go, there you are. You cannot run from it. That's a song. You cannot run from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. That's a song. I forgot who sung it. I'm never gonna forget that phrase. When I heard that phrase, I was like, oh wow, that's deep. Like, yeah, you can't run from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. I was like, wow. Wow. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again tomorrow. Listen, I'll be back early tomorrow. My schedule has been crazy because everything that's been going on in my life. After tomorrow, I should be totally back on schedule. So I'll be here tomorrow at 8:30. I know it's not 10 o'clock, but I'm letting you know in advance it'll be 8:30. And here's the thing. If you come on at 10 o'clock, you'll hear me still because the show is recorded. Right now, we're live, but if somebody come on at 11 o'clock, if I'm finished talking, it's recorded. They can hear me. So don't fret. I'll be on at 8:30 morning because I have some business I have to take care of with my uncle. And so, you know me, I have to talk to you guys. So I'm going to come on at 8:30 and talk to you, and then I'm going to take him to handle his business. All right? So just know that I'll be back again tomorrow at 8:30 to bring you all of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Let's get on to the word of the week. Georgia has been so patient with me, and I've been talking a lot, so...
We've been friends long enough. I'm good.
you know. I feel. Look, listen, y'all. I feel so much better today. Like yesterday, I had a breakdown, but I feel so much more energized today. And I don't know, maybe because I knew I was going to talk to you guys today. But I feel better. You know, and every day gets a little bit better. You know, my mom was my heart. You know, right along with my husband, my daughter, my granddaughter, and the rest of my family friend. They're my heart. You know, and I lost a dog last year, y'all. It took me 2 weeks to get over the dog. Like Diamond was, I cried like almost, just like my mother, I cried almost every day. Because Diamond was like out of the blue. Like we had no preparation. With my mom, when she went into the hospital, we prayed. I had prayer lines going. Yeah. We prayed. You know, but the longest she stayed in there, I don't want to say I gave up hope, but I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know if she's gonna pull through this. Diamond just came out and just fell out, and I'm like, holy crap! I was on my way to eat lunch in Georgette, and I was so afraid, and she died. You know, so I cried for 2 weeks about Diamond, and Diamond was Dominique's dog, but she was my dog too because every day she came into this office and she laid on her pillow, which was in the corner of my office, and when she had to go to the bathroom early in the morning, 6 o'clock, it was like clockwork. She came and she scratched on my door. And I was like, wait, Diamond, hold on. Let me go to the bathroom first, and I'm going to let you out. This was every day. So, you know, it's the routines in life. But here's what I know. Yes. You know, the pain from losing Diamond, I still think about her. I still have her picture on my phone. You know, and I know but the pain doesn't hurt as much, you know. And I know that every day I get a little bit stronger when it comes to my mom. I swear to God, it just feels so surreal, y'all, that she's not here. Yeah. So I think it's that part that gets me. Like my daughter was saying, she don't even want to go by Gwinnett Medical because in her mind, she's still at Gwinnett Medical, you know. In my mind, it gets a little bit better. My brother has a knot in his stomach that he's walking around with. So everybody grieves differently. Yeah. My mom knows that I take on people's pain. So she knows, and I hate being in pain like that, like emotional pain. So she knew that, and she definitely, I feel like she's here hugging me, and that's why I feel so upbeat today, because she knows that this is I hate it. Like when people be moping, it's for some strange reason, it was hard for me to ignore that, and I would take on that energy. And I couldn't help it. It was like the energy would just jump on me. Like even when I'm like, "What you moping for?" And she's like, "I'm not moping." I'm like, "Yes, you are. What's wrong?" Like that energy would jump on me. So I know that she knows, and I know she's helping me because she knows that it physically does something to me. So. Anyway, go ahead, Georgette. And listen, y'all. Let me just say this real quick. I'm talking about this so much because I'm trying to heal. So I've learned that and this is something you can learn, when somebody keeps talking about something over and over and over and over, that's because they're hurt. They're in pain. And I learned that a few years ago because I had a friend who was in a tremendous amount of pain, and she talked about the same thing every time we had a conversation for about 6 months. Over and over and over. And I kept saying, why she keep talking about that? But I realized she was in pain. So she was trying to work through the pain. So if you hear me keep talking about this, it's because I miss my mom a lot. But it's helping me heal. So just bear with me. I promise you, it's probably going to be less and less as the time go on. Not that I won't feel the pain, but I probably won't talk about it as much. So please just bear with me as I get through this. Just being here today with Georgette and you guys is giving me so much energy and life right now. You have no idea. All right, go ahead, G. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And it's what you need to do. That's what I always tell you. You have to do you. You have to do you the best way that you know how to do it. Because those situations, it's not like we're in those situations before. When it happens, and you just have to be able to figure out how best to heal yourself. And that's basically, that's always what I tell you. You have to be you have to do you, and no matter how long it takes, or how short it takes, it's you. And people have to honor that because, they're not in that situation. And when they're in that situation, their healing will be different, It's very hard for me, I'm your friend, and it's interesting. I don't talk about this a lot, but, I'm your friend, you're like my sister. And so for me, I think trying to deal with that and and understand what you're going through, when I'm not going through it, but breaking my heart just as much is very difficult on my end, because I feel sometimes I don't know what to say or what not to say, but I just know that I need to be there, and regardless of what it is, and have that I'm there regardless of whether it's to call me, to talk to me, to not talk to me, and it's just, I loved your mom, just like she was my mom, and I have amazing stories about her too. And so it's hard. It's going to be hard when I come over. It's just hard. And, we all have to get through this the best way that we know how to get through it. So, I just want to say, hey, on Good Morning Gwinnett, I love you. You're my sister. And everybody who's listening to the show, cares about you. And, I don't think there should be any apologies in that, This is where you're at. And so it's all good. So, okay, let's get to the word of the week.
All right, word of the week. Bear with us, y'all. We're gonna be back somewhat normal soon.
What you say?
I said just bear with us. We're gonna be back to somewhat normal soon.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, word of the week. Let's see what the universe has to bring us today. All right. Let me see. I did a little bit of shuffling. Hold on 1 second. Oh boy, I love these words. The word of the week, I am, and you are positive.
Ooh. Good word.
Good word. Sometimes we just don't know what we need, Positive. Wow. Good, affirmative, great quality to have. It really is about being optimistic or confident and positive, and it's not about that airy-fairy, positive kind of thing. Like I don't think anything is wrong or anything like that. It just has to do with how you see certain things, right? In the negative and in the things that happen to you, there's always something positive that comes out of it, and it may not show up right away, but when you have time to think about it, it shows up. It's there. And a lot of times things happen because you have to grow in certain areas of your life. You have to grow. And sometimes things happen, whether it's people, whether it's situations, whether it's opportunities that may not be positive. But in order for you to grow and be positive, negative things happen. Challenges show up. And those things then allow you to see a different side of the situation, a different aspect of the situation, a different way to look at life, a more positive way to look at life, either closer to your family or an opportunity for a different type of job. Sometimes people lose their job and they, and I know it's negative financially. That I'm not being unrealistic about any of that. But a lot of times we're in these positions that we don't like. We're doing this because we definitely need the money, but it still doesn't fulfill our souls or any part of our lives. And sometimes those things push you to the negative so that you can start to look at, well, wow, now I have an opportunity to do something else. Or now I have an opportunity to apply to someplace that I want to be at. I mean, and it's just all these little things that you can look at as being positive. You can look at even the situation that we're going through with all of this, all of this craziness that's going around us. We have to find those positive moments. We have to find those things that we can affirm and feel optimistic about. Because if we don't, then we'll never see hope. We'll never have hope. And so it just means thinking in a more optimistic way and looking for solutions too. So, I just want everybody to know that there are positive things that come out of negative challenges and negative things that happen to us. And sometimes they may not show up right away, but trust me, they are there. They are totally there. Whether it's just to look at something differently, whether it's to bond with other people, whether it's to grow financially or get out of your own way, or know that there's other opportunities for you to excel in your life. And, sometimes things happen because we need to grow, and we can't grow if we are looking at other things or we are being with certain people. Some things happen, and when that opens up, that spot opens up, it allows you to be more positive and move in different directions that are really here for you, that the universe is trying to tell you you need to be able to move forward and let go of certain things. And so yeah, it's about being positive the rest of the week. And not just the rest of the week, the rest of your life, but you have to start little by little. And sometimes a lot of us don't have a positive outlook on life, but I just want you to know that things happen for reasons, and sometimes we may not see those, but the universe is always saying there's positive life. There's something positive in all of this. So,
it's so funny because... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
I was going to say, it's so funny because that's why I had to ask myself, what is the positive in this situation? And I honestly believe that because of this whole thing with my mom and everybody and all of us, how ironic that we all got it at the same time. So for me, it was like conscious living, right? My family got closer together because we lost somebody we all love very much. And, but I think it also said, okay, we have to have conscious living and we have to stay connected. Because listen, before then, we're a very close family, but everybody was everywhere doing everything, right? We would come together at holidays, we call each other, but everybody was everywhere doing everything. We feel a different kind of closeness now. Now, prayerfully, this is going to last. We're all still in mourning right now. So prayerfully it's going to last. And I believe it will, because I think it's well, I could say for myself, it has definitely made me, embrace conscious living a little bit more, because I question. Let me tell y'all what I do, and I'm going to get on. I'm not going to stay on this for long, but I said to myself, as much time as I spent with my mom, I said to myself, did I spend enough time with her? And I spent a lot of time with my mom, but there were days where I was so tired because I spent 12 hours in this office that I would come up, wave, and go in my room and eat. And I said to myself, did I spend enough time with her? Did she give up because we were all so busy? These are the questions, and I'm just being honest with y'all. These are the questions that go through my mind. And for people that know us know we live together, right? And I still have that question in my mind: did I spend enough time with her? Did she give up because everybody was so busy and didn't give her the time? Because I told y'all, she said she hated being alone. Now, she wasn't alone because we were all in this house. My uncle was right next door to her, and so, but I still asked myself, was I so focused on business that I didn't spend enough time with her? you know. And so, and I went in there and talked to her every day, 3 or 4 times a day. But was that enough time? You know, and it may not have been a long amount of time, like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and then at night it'd be a little longer and go get her something to eat. But was it enough? And that's a question so if I asked my daughter that, she would say absolutely. I know she would, because she knows I spent a lot of time. Yeah. But that's a question I ask myself. And so I ask myself, what's the positive to this? I can't focus on the coronavirus. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a monster that floats around the air that we thought we were being extremely careful, and we were. You know what I mean? But God has his own way of doing stuff. We were being careful, right? Not thinking at all that the baby would go to school and get it and spread it to everybody, because she's a baby. You know, it wasn't like she did it on purpose. It was somebody in the school who had it. And, you know, so my thing is, what's the positive, right? And the positive to me was conscious living. That's what came out of the beginning. Conscious living, better relationships, being more connected than ever. And that's why I believe that this year it's going to be a great year.
That's right, but those things happen, right? Because it wouldn't force you into that space, right? It wouldn't. I mean, you think about it, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll do something about it, but it's not forced upon you,
right?
To
it's
make
not
that
urgent
change, right?
It's not
until something else happens, and whether, like you said, whether you get past the morning. Now, when you get past the morning and people even may still go their separate ways, right? There's still this connection, right? And the fact that now everybody has a different outlook about situations, their life changes. For the positive. You know what I mean? So there's always something that you can. There's always something there, but you don't ever see it when you're in it, right? You have to have that space, from it a little bit to see. And the fact that we always have these kind of conversations, Audrey, I think is different, because I think if you don't engage in these conversations, you never really take the time to even look at that aspect of it. You have to start to be engaged in those conversations where you could take a step back and start to think about those things. And this is why you do the show. This is why I do the words. This is why they're so important to me. Right. Because it allows you to speak those things and think about those things on a day when you normally will not do that. You'll just go by your life, you know what I mean? And you never stop to think about it. It's just about, like you said, being conscious and being mindful of those things. And those are all taught. Those are things that you learn. And those are the things that, that we love to share with people. So I hope you take that word positive and look at it differently, and just look at it from a different perspective, even when you're looking at your beautiful face in the morning, because we don't even take the time to do that. Right.
Exactly.
We look in the mirror and we wash our face and we brush our teeth and we're gone. We don't even ever look at ourselves.
Women say, hello, hello, beautiful.
Yes, I do that in the morning. I honestly do that.
Yeah.
I look at my face, I look at my eyes, and I say, "Hey, beautiful. How are you?" I have a conversation with myself.
Yep.
But if you're not exposed to that, people aren't talking to you about that. People aren't reminding you about that. You can just fall by the wayside. I mean, hey, I do too. But I spend more time talking about it, so I'm quicker to bounce back and be aware of it. You know what I mean? Than some people. And so this is why I do what I do, and this is why you do what you do.
Yeah.
I
love doing this show, and I tell you, I think this has been the most vulnerable I've ever been, but I just felt like, you guys need to understand where I was, my dedication to you and this show, and my love for my family and my friends. So I wanted to make sure that you understood that, I don't know if anybody could have came on and did a show and their mother just passed away at 5:15 that morning. But I came down and I did the show anyway. And I know she would have wanted me to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot that goes on in life that I think we don't think about till tragedy hits us. And then some of us still don't really see it. They don't value. And for me, it has just made me value my family and friends so much more. I thought when I lost, y'all heard me say this on the show, when I lost Diamond, I was like, it just made me value my friends so much more. But here's what happened, y'all, and I'm going to be honest with you. I lost Diamond, I grieved for 2 weeks, and then I went back to my crazy schedule. I did. The loss of my mom this way, and it affected all of us, like it physically affected us. It has emotionally almost destroyed us, right? And we have band together to the point where we do morning group family messages. We've never done that before. We've never done that. My husband's like, it's 17 people in this message. We've never done that before. You
Yeah,
know,
and it's early in the morning, y'all. I'm never on the message
Early.
that early, but just so you know.
early. Like my brother's like, "Why you up this early?" I'm like, "Cause I'm I'm in a chat room on the Breakfast Club, business Breakfast Club thing, you know." But here's the funny thing: they were all up, and so my aunt Lori said, "Well, I thought I was the only one up this early." And I was like, "Look at the list. Obviously not, because people like texting me like, hey, good morning, God bless you, amen." It was crazy.
I didn't even respond because I was like, I already knew.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, G? Like, I was like, I wasn't expecting you to respond because I know you wasn't up that early, but I didn't realize that many people was up early with me anyway, and everybody just started texting back. I was like, look at all these people up this early in the morning.
Funny.
But those are some of the things that have changed, right? My brother was sending out the messages, you know, then I send out the messages, so now we got this family message, you know, and that's what I'll do every morning. My mother, and I swear, y'all, I'm about to get on with the show. I'm going to play a song, then we get on with the rest of the show. But my mother called so many people, and they had their own special time and day, right? Now, I know I can't do that. That ain't even that's not even who I am. But that was who she was. Right. Like, my aunt called, she was crying. It's 11 o'clock. And then my mom thinking, well, what happened at 11 o'clock? That's when they used to talk every day, 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh, you're going to be okay. You know, but that's what she did. It was 11 o'clock with my aunt. That's her sister. 12 o'clock with my Uncle Tommy in North Carolina. 10 o'clock with my Uncle Blunt. 10 o'clock, like clockwork. 10 o'clock with Blunt. 11 o'clock with Dot. 12 o'clock Uncle Tommy. 1 o'clock, Days of Our Lives. She don't want to talk to nobody. Because Days of Our Lives is coming on. She don't want to talk to nobody. Then she get off the phone, and then my uncle asks her what you gonna eat. Then they eat something. That's the one that live with me. And then 7 o'clock, she talked to Uncle Tommy again. 7:15, she talked to her best friend Norma. On Wednesday, she talked to my cousin Mary. You know, and I don't know who else she talked to, but these are the people that was. And then she talked to my niece at 8 o'clock, like every morning. My brother was every clock. Now he's early. He's an early bird, so his call came in anywhere between 6:45 and 7 o'clock every morning. So, and then my daughter goes up at 7 o'clock every morning with the baby. Let me tell you, that was a schedule my mom kept for years. For years. And so, you know, I know that's not going to be my schedule. However, I can do this group message when I wake up in the morning. You know, I could do that group message. Listen, y'all done heard enough about me and mine. But listen, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy I feel much better today. But I'm going to go to a song, and we're going to come back and talk about what this monster is doing. It is wreaking havoc. I'm coming back. Stay tuned.
Just give it up. I'm not your girl, and I never will be. Don't call me up. Don't waste your time, 'cause I'll be your enemy. If you want love, look somewhere else. He'll find nothing. Just give it up. I'm not your girl, 'cause I only love you. Don't get me wrong. You and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better
Rollback. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving daily horoscopes, and I'm joined today by my good friend and business partner, Georgia Teller. Woo! Let's get on with these freaking COVID numbers, y'all. They are, let me tell y'all something. These numbers are terrible. Like right now, in the country, we have in Georgia, not the country. In Georgia, we are quickly approaching 1 million cases. 680,378 confirmed cases in the state of Georgia. Let me say that again so y'all know. 680,378 confirmed cases. Listen, if you ain't got to go out the house until you get that vaccine, don't go. Because with this many people floating around, it's almost impossible not to get it. It's too many people. Now look at this. We live in Gwinnett County, y'all. Gwinnett County is the number one county for cases in the state of Georgia. Yeah, more than Fulton.
Wow.
Yes. Fulton has 61,780. Gwinnett County, 64,205. If you don't have to go out the house for real, don't go. Just don't go. Order your food. Let them drop it at the door. Don't go. Until you get the vaccine. Because here's the thing. It's almost impossible it's almost impossible. I'm just saying, I don't want you and your family to go through what me and my family have gone through. I'm telling you, it's rough. So the numbers are climbing. 64,000 people in Gwinnett County. That's a lot of people. And we don't know where they are. They could be anywhere. Listen, when we were outside, we felt contaminated. I'm telling y'all, it is the worst. It is the absolute worst feeling in the world to know that you have something that you could give somebody that could kill them. That is I don't know how anybody else felt, but for me, that was nerve-wracking. It was crazy because I was like, I didn't want to go. I didn't even want to go in the kitchen because even though me and the girls had it and my husband, my uncle didn't have it. I was afraid to go in the kitchen, y'all, and turn the water on. I washed my hands when I left the bedroom. I washed my hands it's the worst feeling ever. So the numbers don't lie and they're growing. I wish they hurry up with the vaccine. So speaking of the vaccine, they have started giving out the vaccine here in Georgia. Here's the problem. We have run into a shortage because at first they were just going to give it to frontline workers and they were going to give it to, everybody who's on the front line. That's the nurses and the EMTs and the fire people. Then they decided to open it up to in the nursing home, people that were in the nursing homes. Then they decided to open up to people who were 65 years and older and their caretakers. Well, here's the thing. Now we have a short. Listen, I just hope that Governor Kemp and everybody do what they need to do to get the vaccine here because now we have a shortage. Publix is going to be one of the places that you can go and get the vaccine, which I thought was pretty cool. But listen, when you go to Publix site to try to get an appointment, it's all filled up. Like every Publix in the state of Georgia says booked.
Yeah, booked. Yeah,
it says booked. So I'm like, well, how the heck is that going to work out? So tomorrow, my uncle and I, we have to go to the doctor. So we're going to see if she's going to be giving it out. Can she get some doses? Because she deals with a lot of geriatric patients, which means older patients. And so I want to see, can she get it? But anyway, it's right now, we got a shortage. And I'm praying that we got 2 days left, y'all. 2 days left for the inauguration.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, jeez. Ooh, that's all.
I said out loud.
Yeah, you did. 2 days, y'all. And I'm praying when the new team come in that this is going to be, and I know that this is like one of the top. Yeah, I know this is one of the top issues right now for President-elect Joe Biden and Kamala. I know this is one of your top priorities. So I'm still feeling hopeful. But right now, we got to show, and you can't even get an appointment. Like I think they said Kroger's were going to be doing it, but this thing is so crazy right now that Publix probably just running over with people because, and you can go in if you want to. Like they started making appointments on the 15th. I looked on the 15th early that morning. It said booked. I was like, well, how the heck? Who got that news before me? It was booked. Like you can't even click anything to make an appointment. They started giving the vaccines on the 16th. They started booking on the 15th. And now they have a shortage. We're in day number 3, and there's a shortage. Crazy, right?
Oh,
this thing is nuts, y'all. It's nuts. When I tell you it's nuts, it's nuts. All right, let's change the subject. I'm tired of talking about the coronavirus. I had stopped talking about it, but I tell you, it's something serious. So Gwinnett leaders vote to remove Confederate statue from the city square. Yeah, they said, this day after Martin Luther King's birthday is celebrated, members of the Gwinnett Board of Commissioners are expected to vote to put into storage a Confederate monument that is erected in Lawrenceville Square, that was erected in 1993 downtown in Lawrenceville Square. The vote comes at the second meeting of the new board commissioners held by Nicola Henderson, the first black person to lead the Gwinnett government. Okay, what you think gonna happen with that monument? It's all the commission is made up of all Democrats. What you think gonna happen to that? It's going into storage, bruh. That's what's about to happen to you. You about to go into storage. You've been sitting out there for a long time, since 1993. It's time to retire you for real. Put you on in storage. Yeah, Confederate. Yeah, I know some people gonna be pissed off though. But you know what they say? Better pissed off than pissed on. I know this. That's the truth. It's a family show. I know. That's why y'all know I'm feeling better. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's going in the storage. I'm almost positive. I'll know after the meeting. Like when they come back and put the story up after the week. Because I know some folks are just not happy about that. Yeah. Yeah, Joseph Bath. He was the commander of Lawrenceville camp.
Having to look at it.
Look. He was the commander of the Lawrenceville camp for the Sons of Confederate Veterans, called "It Must Begin" monument in the whole Confederacy. He said he is concerned that if commissioners vote to move it, the statue will be damaged. Who trying not to commit? Somebody has opposed it already. It's gone, bruh. Listen, you need to know. Yeah. It's going. It's all Democrats on the commission. It's out. I'll be surprised if it didn't go out. Okay, speaking of.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Listen to this story, Georgette. All right, so Gwinnett Elections Board new chairwoman wants to limit no excuse and absentee ballots on the voting roll. Okay, so Alice Olenek, right? Alice is saying she's a chairwoman from 21 to 22. And she's a Republican. Just shaking my head right now. Y'all can't see me. Pretty soon you will, because we'll be live streaming a video. But right now, I'm just shaking my head. So she's saying that, one, if she doesn't want anybody who cannot prove that there's a reason that they should have a mail-in ballot to get a mail-in ballot. Like, there are people 65 and older who probably can't come out to vote. They can get one. But if you don't have a reason, like a real reason, she don't want you to get a mail-in ballot. She wants you to come to the polls. Because, of course, we know that's what sunk the election in 2020. That right there, that ballot. She also said she don't want no ballot boxes. So if you want to vote, you got to come into the polls and vote. You can't drop off a ballot. You got to come inside. And then, oh my God, how she get in that seat? Gwinnett County. How did Alice get in the seat? Did somebody vote her in?
I don't.
Like, lady, please. Like, these people are just. Okay. I'm not even gonna go there. Listen. This is what I said I was going to do. Y'all haven't heard me because I just been all over the place because all the stuff that's been going on in my family. But one of the things was changing up the temperament to the show, right? Trying not to be so, oh my God, I don't even know what the word for it is. These people. Trying not to be something. Trying not to take on the energy of these people like Alice. Now, she know doggone well that people can, if they can't, okay, so they got a job, and that's everybody pretty much in Gwinnett County practically, and they can't get to the voting polls. She was saying she want to have it open one day on Sunday and one day on Saturday. So that means really long lines for the people who can't get to it. Not a whole month of Sundays and Saturdays, just one Saturday and one Sunday.
One Saturday. What?
Oh my God, these people.
Oh God.
I'm going to get off that too. I'm getting off of that because that's just ridiculous. Anyway, Alice, I don't know how you got the seat, but I'm trying to be more positive on the show this year. I'm trying not. Okay, but I got one last story, y'all. One last story before I try to roll over into positivity. That's the word for this week. Woo. Woo. One last story. You know, and this lady right here is cute, right? She's a cute lady, but she's nutty as a fruitcake. But she cute. She's a cute lady. She probably would hate me. She probably try to shoot me. All right, so Twitter said on Sunday that they have temporarily suspended Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene from repeated violations of new rules on social media platform. Yeah. So y'all look up. Look up. Yeah, she has ties to QAnon. She's a conspiracy theorist. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but I'm just saying because they put fear in my heart. I had to put my gun on my hip. She loved guns though, so she probably got her shit. She probably got her gun on her hip. Excuse me, y'all. I know it's a family show.
Sure.
But anyway, she has a huge account of people, and she's a conspiracy theorist, and she got all these crazy things that she talk about, and she's a part of QAnon. She got connections to them, and so Twitter has blocked her. They suspended her because she's violating the rules. Jack Dorsey got his hand full. Twitter probably seen, like over the last 6 months, Twitter probably seen last year. Twitter's been on fire. Like I go to Twitter because that's what a lot of media people hang out at. That's what a lot of media people hang out at on Twitter. So I hang out on Twitter sometimes. And the thing about Twitter, it moves really quick. Like you can't sit on there for hours and hours looking at like your cousin's pictures because it moves really quick. You cannot. You cannot. So listen, y'all, next Monday, Georgette and I may be in studio. Live streaming with video. So know that this show on Monday is probably going to be long. Listen, probably all the shows are going to be a little bit longer moving forward because I got great plans. And Georgette and I have a meeting on Wednesday. And we're going to be discussing Good Morning Gwinnett as we move forward. I absolutely love doing this show and talking to you guys. And thank you so much. I got a lot of love. And I thank you all for just showing me love. The show has 10,000 downloads, over 10,000 downloads.
What?
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I checked it last night. So we have over 10,000 downloads. Yes. And it's so crazy because when you look at the number of followers, it doesn't look like it. But obviously somebody is following. And that number is, I got to figure out what that number means because we got over 10,000 downloads. But I think we got like 7 followers. I'm like, well, how is that possible? And I think that's only because, we're on so many platforms. So the downloads are not, the followers are not being calculated inside of my Spreaker account, but everywhere else, people listening, over 10,000 downloads. So we have over 10,000 downloads. I'm excited about that. So the goal, so you guys know though, this is a big bodacious goal. The big bodacious goal is to get 100,000 downloads in the next 45 days. That's a lot. So I got 90,000 to go. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but after me and Georgia had this meeting on Wednesday, that is the goal, to get 100,000 downloads in 45 days. So that's going to take a lot of work on my behalf. Listen, and you got to follow me. I'll tell you how to follow me, where to follow me so you can see what I'm doing. But that's my goal. And that's a bodacious, humongous goal. Because so 10,000 downloads is great, right? And that's without me really doing any marketing. That's just me getting up here every day talking to you guys and just talking to you guys. Because I want to grow the show to be a multi-million-dollar asset, it's going to take a lot more work and a lot more focus. And so the big goal for me right now is to get 100,000 downloads. So I'm 90,000. Well, I'm like 80,000, I think 914 short or something crazy like that. So I need 89,000 more downloads. So, and that's big. So when you start getting numbers like that, people pay attention. And I want people to pay attention because I love Gwinnett County. I really do. And, when I look at how I got here. I remember telling one of my friends before I got here, I was like, listen, and I was just talking, but I spoke it into existence. I said, 2013, Thanksgiving going to be at my house in Georgia. I said that years prior, right? And when I got down here for Thanksgiving on 2013, I was sitting in the kitchen. I was like, I had my mouth open. I was like, wait a minute. I said this. I said that. I said that to my friend Rosa. So 2013, Thanksgiving gonna be at because Thanksgiving is always at our house. Christmas is always at our house. And I was like, 2013, Thanksgiving gonna be at my house in Georgia. That's what I said to her. And I think that might have been 2011. And sure enough, 2013, we had a big Thanksgiving dinner in the new house here in Georgia. So I'm putting it out to the universe. In 45 days after Georgia and I had this conversation, we will have 100,000 downloads. We will have that.
Yes, we will.
We will have that. And people pay attention when you start getting numbers like that. Like people are paying attention now. I can tell because I got 10,000 and I haven't really done much of anything except for talk to you guys for over 400 episodes because it's over 400 episodes. So that's what I've been doing for over 400 episodes, talking to you for 4 days a week, and in some special occasions. But I'm so excited about the future, and I know it's gonna be a good year. You know, despite everything that has happened in my family, I know it's gonna be a good year, and I really appreciate you guys for listening. So listen, I'm gonna go to my last song, and then I'm gonna come back and give you my word of the day. My word of inspiration day. Stay tuned. Welcome back. One of the things I love about this show is the music, y'all. I had a client reach out to me. She did a consultation. It was so funny. She did a consultation with me. She's launching a podcast, and she's launching a hyper local podcast like mine. And she said to me, I got to ask you, where you get your music from? And I told her, I get it from this company called Epidemic Sounds. And here's the thing about Epidemic Sounds. It has a lot of independent artists over there. And when you get a subscription to the platform, the artists make money from the play. So to me, I love the music that I get, but I'm supporting up-and-coming artists. So, you know, it was a great thing for me to be able to share that with her so that, you know, she can use the music and help some new and up-and-coming artists. So I love doing the music on the show, and so that brings me a lot of joy to know that I'm getting great music and I'm supporting local artists and another business owner. So all of that, see that good all the way around. All the way around.
All that positivity.
All that positivity. All right, so listen, here's my quote for the day before I go. I thought this was a really good quote. It says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Let me say that again. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Will Rogers said that, and he was absolutely right. Lord knows I could spend days in the bed mourning. Yes, he do. But he know I won't. He know I won't, because she wouldn't want me to do that. So I can't spend a whole lot of time, looking back behind me. I got to keep looking forward. And I honestly believe, y'all, that this is going to be a great year. I really, really do. My spirit is telling me it's going to be a great comeback year for a lot of people. Now, mind you, some people didn't really get affected at all. But there were the mass majority of us was affected in some kind of way. Whether you had to stay in the house, whether you had got the virus, whether you lost someone, you lost your job, you lost your business. Yep. You were affected in some kind of way. I believe that this is going to be the biggest comeback in American history. Listen, we survived the Depression of 1929. We survived that. We're going to survive this, and I think moving forward in 2021, it's going to be the start of the best year ever. I'm going to say that. It's going to be the start of the best year ever, because every year after that is going to be a great year. So thank you all for listening to me. Thank you, Georgette, for joining me this morning. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 20 minutes talking to me and Georgette. Yeah, I know this is Monday, and you might want to get used to these long shows, because as I move forward, it may be the new format, just so you know. I got some things planned, and I'll be chatting on Wednesday, and I'll be coming back on Monday telling you what we chatted about and where we going. I'm excited. I really am excited. I am excited. So, anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you missed any episode of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, download the Good Morning app from the App Store. If you got an Android or Apple phone, there's an app for the Good Morning Gwinnett show in the App Store. And if you want to listen to us on Alexa, Fire TV, go there too. And listen, I always forget to talk about noise. Listen, if you have a Roku device, or Apple TV, or Android device, or Amazon Fire TV, listen, go to Noise Media Network, add the channel to your device, Noise Media Network. And when you add the channel to your device, not only will you hear me talk, you will also learn more about Gwinnett County from My Gwinnett TV. Yes, that's on. I keep forgetting. It's a shame. It's shameful. It's shameful. You got In the Dial World that's there. That's a show that Georgette hosts on Noise Media Network. It's a shame we never talk about Noise Media Network on this show. That's gonna change.
I know, it's a shame.
It's a shame. Yeah, so Noise Media Network is a TV and audio network that we own. And listen, go. You want to see some great shows? Go over there and check the shows out. All right, Noise Media Network on any of those devices, and your mobile app. It's an app. Listen, y'all know I'm a high tech junkie chick, so it's an app for everything. You can't watch it on TV. Watch it on your phone. It's an app for that. Go to the App Store, Android or Apple. Noise Media Network. That is the app that you can watch. My Gwinnett. You can watch Georgia in the Dial World show. You can listen to the Good Morning Gwinnett show. Listen, I'm everywhere, and I plan on being more places. That's the expansion for 2021. All right, thank you so much again for listening. Listen, stay safe out there, y'all. This thing is not a game. It's not a joke. I know you got people don't believe it, but you listen to me. 10,000 of you have listened to me. Trust me when I tell you, because I have lived through this nightmare, and I am getting through the loss of my mother. The coronavirus is real, and it will take your life. So keep your mask on, wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, and love on your family and friends at a distance. At a distance. Right? A lot of air hugs. Elbow bumps. For real, y'all. Because we kissed all over each other. That's how we all got it. We hugged each other, kissed on each other. That's how we all got it. And I'm not making light of it, but I know my mom would want me to be sad, and I don't want to be sad. So for those who saying, oh my God, she just don't seem sad. I am sad in my own little way, but my mom know I hate being sad. She knew that, and she wouldn't want me to be sad. So if you got a problem with me being upbeat, don't listen. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'll be back again tomorrow at 8:30. 8:30. It's early. This is probably going to be my last early show. I'm going to Mexico next month, though, so you probably won't get a show at all. But you're going to get an early show. This is probably going to be my last early show. Listen, my daughter, and she know my daughter came this morning. She said she and my mom planned this out. She said she said they planned it out. She said we planned this out for you to go to Mexico. And my mother was like, you got everything what you need. And I said, really? She said, yep. So they were trying to surprise me, y'all. But I was trying to go to Arizona. I was trying to go to Sedona. I was like, I'm going to Sedona. And my daughter was like, well, why would you want to go there? Is there any water there? I was like, no. She's like, why would you want to go there? I said, because I want to go to Sedona. And she was like, don't you want to go somewhere with some water? So I guess by that time they had bought the tickets already. Because I was definitely trying to go to Arizona. They had already planned it. And I didn't even know my mom was in on it. But thank you, Ed. Love you forever. Listen, guys, I got to go. Be back tomorrow at 8:30. Georgette, thank you so much again for giving us the word of the week. Positivity, positivity, positivity. No matter what's happening in your life, try your best to stay positive. I understand. Trust me, I understand. I do. I'll be back again tomorrow at 8:30. Until next time, y'all, stay safe. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all. Bye, G.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.